Hey, this is Tommy. Welcome back to hashtag Follow Fridays on Alderman Farms. My allergies and I would like to introduce you now to Split Arrow Farms.
Hey, Chris and Danielle, we're so excited and thankful that you took time out of your schedules to visit with us here on hashtag Follow Fridays at Alderman Farms. This is your chance to tell our Alderman Farms family all about who you are and what you do on your homestead and what they can expect to find over on your channel. So the floor is yours. Take it away.
Hi, thank you so much for having us. We're so excited to be a part of your hashtag Follow Fridays. We are the Split Arrow Farm. So Chris and I actually lived in the city for a couple of years, and we made it out to buy finally 10 acres of land. So a smaller farm that we're looking to turn into our dream farm. And we have been sharing all of the fun stuff that we're doing, our journey on YouTube. And it's been really exciting. We currently have around 30 chickens, 4 rabbits. We have 30 quails on the way, 30 more meat chickens on the way, and 2 dogs.
Tell me what's the story on Split Arrow Farm, if there is a story. I'm assuming there's a story.
There is. So it's actually a funny story. We met at a Halloween party, and Chris was dressed up as the valiant Robin Hood. And so that was kind of like our story of meeting. And so when we were kind of toying with the idea of what do we want to call our farm? Like, what do we want that represents us? And we were like searching. I think we like played around with the other names as well. And then he was like, how about Split Arrow Farm? It's Robin Hood's signature move.
He split Philip's arrow.
And then that was like what we landed on, and we loved it. We're currently working on a logo, which is really exciting. So working with the designer and coming up with something that like really represents our brand. But I think the story is just like a fun background. And not too many people ask about it, so I'm glad that you did.
Yeah, it caught my attention when I first saw it, and I thought there's got to be a story behind that, and it's a great story. So I'm glad you shared it with us.
So where are y'all located at?
So we're in New Jersey.
You didn't pronounce it. You didn't pronounce it right. Isn't it pronounced Jersey?
Well, yeah.
He's not from New Jersey originally. So I was born and raised in North Jersey, and then he grew up in New York, like Westchester area. And then we both moved to New Jersey to kind of like be in mid area from our family. So we're in central New Jersey, and we feel like it's pretty unique, to be honest, from a lot of the homesteader farms on YouTube. We haven't seen too many New Jersey homesteaders yet. I don't know if you guys have, but like, I was actually in town the other day, and someone was like, oh, we saw you on YouTube because you're the only New Jersey homesteader. And I was like, this is so random.
So do you know what growing zone you're in?
We're in a 7 zone, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So right now we're surrounded by farms, which is kind of crazy. So there is like there's a cattle farm right across the street from us. And when you drive around, there's a lot of different farms. We back right up next to Pennsylvania. So it makes you think a little bit more of like a farmy land, but definitely like we're not going to the store and people are dressed in cowboy boots. It is not the culture here. So it is a lot different, but it's a unique opportunity because you get to like teach a lot of people about it that don't necessarily know what you're doing. Like I'll go to the gym and people are like, you have chickens? Like this is not normal. And like that's one of like the beginner level homesteader things.
That's hilarious. That would be a tremendous YouTube series of you going to the gym talking about chickens with people looking at you like
That would be funny.
So we were actually thinking, we're trying to start about thinking of ways to start earning money with our farm, as I'm sure like a lot of people start to think about, and we definitely want to share that experience, like what we start to do. But one of the things I was like, I feel like I could sell eggs to all the people at my gym because it's a really healthy food, it's all organic, but I just can't imagine going into the gym and being like, here's some eggs.
Peddling eggs.
Yeah, peddling.
So tell me this, y'all are not that far from Virginia then, right?
So
Hours.
yeah, just a couple hours. We got one of our dogs in Maryland, so kind of close-ish, right above there, but we're a little bit further from Virginia. Why?
Well, our friend Bandana Grandma lives in Maryland, but because the Homesteaders of America conference is in October, and it is a great place. I'm actually talking about farmers markets there, so about selling, your stuff and everything. And it's a great, I don't know if y'all have heard of it or not, but it's a great opportunity to meet other homesteaders. And it's a 2-day event, and it's in October. I don't remember the exact date, but it's a great opportunity to meet other homesteaders and to learn a whole lot. What do y'all have plans in the near future? I know you're growing some chicks and everything, but what do you see this next year on your homestead going forward? What do you have any plans?
So I feel like that's the best question, but also the hardest, because we're big dreamers. So we're always like, we should do this, we should do this.
It's hard to focus on one thing because you just want to do it all.
Definitely. But we've gotten pretty good. I feel like watching a lot of other YouTubers, you start to learn, like, sometimes the biggest mistake is like rushing into too many things at 2 times, because then you have your hands everywhere. So we're kind of trying to be a little more strategic. We also are trying to do a lot of things debt free. So working kind of like the money that we have and what can we build on that. So like, we really want to get goats and cows, but we don't have all of the infrastructure for that so far. So like, what can we do with the barn that we have right now without adding a fence? So we're going to like start a garden this year. We're getting our quails in the mail. We're doing a lot of poultry this year because they're like really easy. We're starting our rabbits, breeding them in 2 weeks, which is going to be rabbit babies everywhere. Yeah, we are starting to do some more like self-sufficient items. So talking about the heater behind you guys, we're going to be doing a wood burning stove as well in our house. We've done so we bought our house probably about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of internal work there. We have a lot of work on our barn to do to build that out.
A lot of clearing the land. We signed up we have like a forestry program as well with our land. So in New Jersey, another thing that I think a lot of reasons why there aren't as many farmers or homesteaders is because there's a lot of rules and regulations around farming. I'm sure a lot of people kind of get into that, like, what can you do in your municipality? And in New Jersey, you can't do that much without talking to the municipality a bunch and trying to get approval. So working around that is also really good, because it's like you can't get a chicken without an okay from the town, or like roosters or anything like that, just because of the noises, or cattle. So there's always kind of like those hurdles as well. What else are we working on? Those are the immediate things that we're working on. I mean, the simple things like, we are preparing for the wood burning stove and transferring that over. So I'm out there chopping wood nonstop just to make sure it's seasoned for next year. So we're not, paying to get a wood burner and then paying for the wood burner. Trying to save as much money as we can, because we do have a lot of plans that we want to do and a little money to get there. So we're just trying to reuse the goods that we have on the property, trying to learn ways to supplement like feeding costs by like creating a chicken tractor and moving that around the property in order to decrease the amount of money that you're spending on the rabbits, or composting and getting rid of your excess vegetables by helping, feeding to the rabbits that also helps their food intake.
Yeah, and then probably the only item we didn't talk about is we want to really start building out a very large garden so that we can start to supplement all of our food through that as well. I feel like we don't know too much about gardening, so that's like something that we're really struggling with. Like something that we love to talk about on our YouTube channel is that we're kind of learning through a lot of this as well, and we're teaching you guys as we're learning it, so you can learn through our mistakes. Like, we aren't like everyone else. We haven't been doing this for years. Like, we're researching as much as we can, trying to find the most innovative, like newest ways to do things on a budget, which is also really hard as well.
You guys are filling a very interesting niche, I think, niche. I live in Mississippi. We say niche. uh, it, being newbies, so to speak, and bringing people along the journey with you. I love that. I mean, I love that, and it gives opportunities, as you mentioned, to let people see some failures. You grow from failures, and I love that. Our tagline here is where life on the farm just got real. We don't polish anything. When the yard is a mess, the yard is a mess. And when we have things go wrong, they just go wrong. And that's real. Not everything is a storybook all the time. And I think people will relate to you and connect with you because of where you are in the process, and you're willing to be transparent and vulnerable, I guess, in your videos. I love that.
And I tell you one thing too, what's happened with me, I've learned a lot from our viewers when we're actually doing things and everything. They'll tell me, do this or do that, or try this or try that. And it's just, it's amazing. It's a community, and it really is neat.
I 100% agree. I think that the community on YouTube is different than any other social media platform. Like, we've done Instagram and Facebook. Facebook groups are really great. Like, I've learned a lot from them, but YouTube, you feel like you know everyone on the platform, and like you feel like you know your followers and the comments, and you get to actually connect with them in real time. So that's something we've really loved and gotten to take advantage of.
All right, head on over to Split Arrow Farm and follow along on their homesteading journey. I'm so thankful that they're allowing us to come along as they learn the ropes in their new homesteading lifestyle. Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and comment on some of their videos and let them know that Alderman Farms sent you.